This is the bottle I found in Yosemite, right with the river. It has something to do with the beaver. And this is the bottle Irene found. You can see it's very old. This is one of my herbs. And then I found this pottery. And I found this old handle. This is an old bottle I have. This is my front yard swing that looks out onto my view. And starting to block my view is my elephant heart plum, which has baby fruit on it. There's a couple right there. So it seems like it gives me fruit every other year. Yeah, and like I said in a previous video, this is my volunteer wild apricot tree, and it's giving me lots of fruit, or it's gonna give me a lot of fruit, I hope, if the critters don't get it first. Anyway, I didn't plant it, it just showed up there, and I'm supporting it with this tree. I got it all tied up, and my mulberry tree is coming along, and this is my apricot, not a almond tree. It's got almonds on it. This is my workhorse. So you guys have seen a lot of videos of that. Here's some firewood. This is my main car right here. It's a Honda Civic 1994. It gets like 35 miles to the gallon. I paid 700 bucks for it like 7 or 8 years ago. So here's a 5-way peach tree. That's an almond tree that I got from Sage, and that's a tree that I planted this year. It doesn't look like it's gonna live. I have to take. The guy said that he would guarantee that they would grow the first year. Oh, so this is the pear tree, and it's alive. So we'll see how I do it. It's right below my elephant heart plum and my swing right there. So here's my tomato garden on May 1st. It's doing much more poorly than it has in the past. I only have 5 tomatoes in here. They're all heirloom, but I'm gonna end up putting a dozen tomatoes in here. This is my mini greenhouse. It has a grow light in it, and there's 10 clones, and then I have some seedlings over there that have been raised here. The parents of those were in the double rainbow video, and those are other little seedlings. And here's onions. This is my golden delicious apple, and it's got little baby apples on it. This is my pomegranate tree. I don't see any flowers. I don't see any fruit. Like I can't wait till it gives me pomegranates, but doesn't look like it's gonna anytime soon. This is my almond tree, and as you can see, there's almonds on it. And I've eaten almonds from this tree, and they're the best almonds I've ever had. Completely different than something that you buy in a store. And the mulberry is getting ready to come into production, and here's some baby mulberries. This tree gives me fruit from the middle of June to the middle of September, but this year maybe it'll be even earlier because it looks like it's getting a good start. This is my best tree. This tree's I planted it in 1990, So it's 23 years old. And I planted this apricot tree in 1990 as well. It's doing much better now that I chopped down this big tree that was right here. There was a big tree right here that was stunning its growth. This one right there, that was the one that bled when I cut it down. Like 5 gallons of red liquid, looked like blood. This is a Fuji apple tree. It's a few years old. I haven't gotten any fruit off of it. So I have 2 Fuji apple trees and a Golden Delicious. So this is my garden that Adelaide and those guys have made. So this is a dozen heirloom tomato plants that I bought at the feed store for a great expense, and it's been a week. And those guys, we bought them on Thursday, and they can't do anything because Friday's their Sabbath. And then they took off on Saturday, and they're nowhere to be found. And today's already Wednesday. If they're not here today, then they're not going to get they're not going to get planted till Sunday or Saturday at the earliest. And like, what the hell, man? They just like take off, have me spend all kinds of money, and then just take off. It's like really pissing me off. What's this thing? Here's some more stuff that I bought. It's too hot. Cilantro, but that's not gonna sprout. It's too hot. Of bacon in there. Oh, this is all basil. That's looking pretty good. So you see, these are U-shaped so that we can walk in between them and tend to everything that's in them. So they're made. The soil's not good yet. The soil needs to be amended. It's just the basic structure is here. And then there's actually 3 of them. So there's one right here, and then we can access this one from this walkway. And then we can access all this right here from this walkway. And then this one's planted right next to the other one, where we can access it. We can access it from this side. And then we can actually get around back there and tend to whatever we need from right here, see? So this is my volunteer nectarine. As you can see, it's got a lot of fruit on it. So it's got too many fruit, and the fruit are going to be small. So I'm knocking some of them off so that I can have fewer big fruit. The tree tends to want to produce the same amount of pounds of fruit, and if you have just a ton of little tiny ones, then you don't get much. You don't get much. And these are all suckers. These could all come off. Right here used to be my lime tree. That used to be my lime tree right there, but it died. And this is my lemon tree. And I got some lemons from it, but it looks like it's gonna die. I pruned it all back. I pruned all the dead stuff back. There is still some life in it. That right there is alive. The root's probably alive. It may come back. I did everything I could for it, which is cut all the dead stuff back, and then we just got to keep it watered. But my blood orange tree is doing really good. It's getting big. Still have not got any fruit from that, but it's alive and it's healthy, so that's all good. That's all good signs. So I was just here the other day, and there was a ton of these seeds, and I think Paul picked some and brought them in the house. Anyhow, something ate all the seeds. They're really good. This is my Santa Rosa plum. This girl that lived with me for a couple months in 2010 gave it to me, and it's doing really well. Never given me any fruit yet, but I suspect it will someday, and probably a lot. Oh, there's a fruit. There's a plum. Fuji apple, and I got some Fuji apples from it last summer. Not that many, and now something's eating it, so that's not good. Here's my fig tree. There was a bunch of figs on it. Now there's only one. What happened? I don't know. Shit. So I believe this is some kind of peach tree. It hasn't shown any life. I just bought it. There's I think that's a cherry tree. And then that's another peach tree, and there's another peach tree. So that right there is an elderberry tree. It gives elderberries. That's wild. That's indigenous to this area, and it makes food too. Although I've never used it, but I know a lot of people do.